Sagittarius, today the cards show me the fallen temple, the hermit, and the torch burning bright, glowing in front of you, whispering without sound, but loud and clear. The fallen temple is not about loss, it's about intentionally dismantling old structures that no longer serve you. It marks the moment where you must choose stay inside the wooden frame of the past or step out and wear your true light. The hermit arrives with quiet wisdom, no noise, no decoration, only a lantern in his hand. He doesn't give answers, but he leads you to ask the right questions. And if you're brave enough to sit still with yourself, you'll realize everything you've ever needed has always lived right there in your chest, in the heart that longs to be free but still carries its wounds. And the torch, it promises a path never drawn on any old map. A call to adventure will rise, but so will the jealous stares from those still bound by fear. There's a fourth card still face down, but I can feel it. It's the fifth door, the one that only opens when you dare to believe in the impossible and walk barefoot through it. If your heart just skipped a beat, don't let it fade into silence. Write it now in the comments. I am ready to step into my light. Not for anyone to see, but so that you can hear the brave voice inside you. And so I, the one reading these cards with my soul, can guide you with more clarity. Come closer, Sagittarius. Sit beside me. No need to rush, no need to perform. I want to speak to you like a companion on a vast desert trail, where no one teaches the way, but everyone's searching for it. I laid these cards on the table not to predict, but to let them breathe. I'm listening to the fire in you, wild and worn out, passionate but skeptical. A soul carrying the invisible burden of always having to move forward, even when you're not sure where you're headed. Today, the sign has come. The fallen temple didn't collapse because it was wrong. It fell because you've outgrown the frame that once held you. The hermit didn't show up to give directions. He came to hand you a mirror. And the torch, it didn't light up for someone else to see. It's your fire. It's been waiting for you across lifetimes. The delays you thought were holding you back are starting to shift slowly but surely. You don't have to force anything. Just walk the way you always have, but this time, walk with awareness. I see a financial opportunity beginning to stir, not from the same worn-out roads, but from a strange intersection between passion and service. Someone will appear not to save you, but to place a key in your hand, and you'll have to choose. Will you open the door or wait a little longer? The cards whisper of multiple streams, a new flow from two directions, creativity and community. You're no longer meant to go far alone. It's time to learn how to walk with others without losing yourself. Don't fear if things shift fast. Sagittarius was never designed to stay still. And I know you miss the feeling of truly being alive. This is that moment. A number has appeared, 9, not the end, but the ripening. In the days ahead, you'll notice strange coincidences. A random phrase, a familiar glance, a financial sign, or a dream that keeps repeating itself. Write them down. Sagittarius is the sign of philosophy. But wisdom doesn't only live in books. It lives in how you reflect on every moment of your becoming. And I want you to remember this like a spell. Freedom isn't about leaving everything behind. It's about knowing where you're going. And now let me tell you why the torch in this reading gave me chills. It's not because it's blazing, but because it's steady. A sacred reminder that you no longer have to fight to be seen. You only need to be present. A softer light is approaching, not blinding, but just enough for you to see. You are no longer the old version of yourself. You've changed. You've grown. You've begun rewriting your beliefs in your own way. Write it again below if it resonates. I am ready to step into my light. It's a vow to your soul, not loud, not public, but powerful. And if you're ready, every door will begin to open. This card is not about wealth in the usual sense. It's about the blossoming of every seed you once planted in the dark, seen and unseen. It speaks of blessings, both spiritual and financial, grounded creativity, and joy born from your most sincere actions. It whispers to me that something you've been quietly nurturing, maybe a side project, a dream job, or a vision you were afraid to speak aloud, is beginning to stir. The way you've protected your dream from the world's doubts, that's created the perfect warmth for that seed to survive the long winter. And now, it's rising toward the light. Not rushed, but certain. This card isn't calling you to act impulsively. It's saying, be ready to receive without apologizing for receiving. Because you planted, you watered, you kept the flame alive. And now, the universe is sending you a reward, not to buy your loyalty, but to strengthen the faith you've been holding in silence. I feel a gentle energy entering this reading, like a keeper of the flame. He doesn't explain, doesn't preach. He simply places a hand on your shoulder and smiles. It's time to step onto your own stage. He knows. You're the one who always gives first, understands first, sacrifices first, to the point where you sometimes forget that you too need to be nourished. And that is why today, your energy is being placed at the very center. Financial stability is approaching, not from a stroke of random luck, but from the quiet decisions you've had the courage to follow, step by weary step, until finally they've led you to a place where all the scattered pieces are starting to come together. And as I say this to you, I can't help but glance up at the sky, where the sun no longer burns fiercely, but glows with mature radiance. It shines on your face, not so you can boast, but to gently remind you you're returning to yourself and you don't have to apologize for that. I see your hand signing something. Maybe a contract, maybe an investment, maybe a sacred commitment to your own path. I see you leading your work with more awareness than ever before. I see clarity arriving for the things you once doubted, but instead of chaos, it brings peace. Recognition is arriving quietly but unmistakably from those who have been watching you from afar, not because you shouted, but because they can no longer ignore the light you're radiating. And then, a soft warning arrives like a passing breeze. When you begin to shine, some will feel overshadowed, not because you did anything wrong, but because light always touches the corners that aren't yet ready to open. And that's okay. If you keep walking in your light, no more, no less, you are doing the right thing. Protect your joy, share only what is necessary, no more, and keep for yourself those things that are still blooming in silence. You don't need to announce the dawn. Dawn needs no declaration. It only needs to be lived. I see a new circle beginning to form around you. A space that's intimate, warm, where laughter isn't forced, where afternoons carry the scent of fresh bread, where meals don't have to be perfect. To be full of love, a space that nourishes you, body and soul, and you are the one creating it. I see a map slowly emerging, with movements that flow easily, growth that is sustainable, and success that is real. And at the center, a compass, no longer spinning wildly, but finally pointing to one clear direction. Home. But I won't mislead you, Sagittarius. There is still one final card, face down, and it wants you to take a deep breath before it's revealed, because it's not just a prophecy, it's an invitation. Into your next cycle, there's no rush, just bring your calm attention, and a quiet gratitude as vast as the ocean. And since today we're speaking of affirmations that open destiny, I'd like to invite you now to do something simple, yet profoundly powerful. Repeat slowly, gently, with your fully awakened heart. I allow myself to step into my light, to receive the prosperity I deserve, and to hold it with deep reverence. Let those words enter your cells, your breath, your spine that has carried so many years. No force is needed, just breathe, and allow your body to remember you were always designed to live fully. This isn't a mantra, this is a sacred command, written for your soul alone. And if you do this with honesty, with softness, and with quiet strength, the transformation will begin from within, and it will not be stopped. You know, when destiny accelerates, old doubts will rise. Those anxious questions like, what if I'm going the wrong way? What if they don't understand me? What if I hurt myself again? And here, Sagittarius, I only ask you to return to the inner compass you've carried since your oldest journeys. Your intuition isn't vague, it is practical navigation. You don't feel it in your head, you feel it in your body. A slight pinch in the lower belly when something is wrong. A gentle warmth in your chest when something is right. A subtle contraction in your heart when an offer carries an unfair condition. These are the soul's directions. You don't need to explain them. You just need to listen. If you're pausing out of caution, that is wisdom. If you're stopping out of fear, that is a lesson repeating itself. They are not the same, and today you felt the difference. But to truly receive prosperity, you'll have to face a truth that isn't easy. Not everyone will be happy about your light. Two shadowy figures appear in my cards. They don't speak, but in their eyes I see comparison. And they might say things like, just calm down, don't dream too big, don't be so reckless. That's okay. Listen if you want, then decide for yourself. Not to rebel against anyone, but to be honest with yourself. Sometimes protecting a dream means walking away from conversations that plant doubt. I also see a web of light slowly forming. It's made of people who truly love you, not for your perfection, not for what you can explain, but simply because you are you. These are the kind of people, just thinking about them softens your heart. So think of them now and silently send a blessing, because through you they will feel that grace return. When your light rises, the world around you begins to shift too. Not through miracles, but through your authentic vibration. And beyond them, I feel an even deeper presence. Not just friends of today, but souls from your bloodline. Those who came before you, who once loved, once broke, once prayed in silence, and who now surround you, opening a quiet hallway of light for you to walk through. I don't see them with my eyes, I feel them. A warmth behind your back, a surge of emotion with no clear source. A dream that keeps repeating. If lately you've dreamed of those who have passed, or remembered an old saying out of nowhere, don't dismiss it. It's not nostalgia. It's not coincidence. It's a part of you coming back, and if tears fall, let them. It's not weakness. It's everything returning to its place. I know you have questions about love if you're in a relationship. My cards show a new flow of tenderness, deeper understanding, more genuine listening, touching each other not just skin to skin, but soul to soul. There may have been distance, exhaustion, or miscommunication, especially if you've been carrying too much without giving yourself rest. But a new chapter is waiting. If you let your heart breathe and remember why you chose each other in the first place. And if you're single, don't rush the search. There is a presence approaching. Silent but unmistakable, not loud but sincere, not hurried but destined. It won't knock like a gust of wind. It will slip in like a quiet ray of light when your defenses are finally down. And if you are soft enough, open enough, you'll recognize it immediately. Comment, I heard the calling of my soul. to let yourself truly listen, to let me guide you to the next chapter, and to let others who are like you find you too. Something is drawing near, not noisy, not impatient, but deeply powerful. It carries a strange blend of peace and inspiration. You won't know them by their looks, but by their eyes, that soft glow in their gaze, that makes your shoulders drop without you noticing. That makes your body exhale as if it's finally safe. It might be a casual meeting in a familiar place, a soft conversation through an old friend, a look that clicks like two souls remembering they've met before. Don't wait for grand, dazzling moments, because it is the simple, ordinary spaces where real love is planted. And this love isn't here to confine you. It's here to nourish the wings you once hid. This love doesn't shrink you to fit into someone's world. It expands you to fully fit into your own. You will become better, not because you have to change to be loved, but because you are loved just as you are, and that helps you believe again. And I must say this, not just spiritually, but from energetic and ancient healing wisdom. When the soul is nourished, the body begins to heal. I see the light around you growing brighter. I see your sleep becoming deeper, softer. I see the tension in your shoulders and back melting like a river that finally found its flow. And most of all, I see your solar plexus, your center of confidence and identity, blossoming like a sunflower turning toward the morning sun. So if you feel a warmth in your belly, a gentle fire in your chest that doesn't burn, or your feet wanting to move with no clear destination, know this, your body is aligning with a higher frequency. You'll start to feel less need to control everything, more acceptance toward delays, and strangely, you'll begin making more accurate decisions. You're no longer running. You're simply returning. Your body, the first place to register anxiety, is now healing from within. You're breathing deeper, eating only when truly hungry, no more forcing. Saying no more easily, not from rebellion, but from understanding. Boundaries are a form of love. And here's a small practical suggestion. Take care of your sleeping space. Clean it. Let fresh air touch your blankets and pillows. Light a soft stick of incense, switch to clean pillowcases, and write a simple prayer before bed. It doesn't have to be elaborate, it just needs to be honest, because your sleep is where the universe quietly delivers gifts to you. If you begin to notice repeating signs, the clock striking 1:11 to 22, coins appearing just when you pause, an old song suddenly playing out of nowhere, know this, you're stepping into a field of synchronicity. Your frequency is opening like a portal, and the good things are finding their way to you. In the coming days, I see a piece of news arriving. Small, yet it will make you laugh softly at the timing. I see a hand reaching out, not to pull you, but to gently invite you forward. And I see a morning where you look back and realize, oh, I actually let go of that, didn't I? If someone doesn't understand your peace, smile. You are not here to justify your light, you are here to live in it. Now, just like a sacred ritual from an ancient temple, I invite you to close your eyes, take one slow, deep breath, and imagine yourself standing before a large window, where the sunlight is not blinding, but golden and soft, like warm morning bread. You open that window and the light pours in, onto your arms, your shoulders, your chest. It washes away old fragments, expired promises, recycled thoughts, lingering exhaustion. And now, as you inhale again, choose one word, just one. A word to guide you like a candle for the week ahead. It might be freedom, expansion, trust, wholeness, ease, clarity. Write it down, save it in your phone, stick it on your mirror, and each morning look at that word. As if someone is gently whispering, you're already on the right path. Before we move into the final chapter of this reading, I want to hand you a small but powerful key, a gateway that only opens when you're ready to cross it with a quiet heart. If these words have touched you, type in the comments, I walk in peace. I am worthy of beautiful things. This is not a slogan, it's a declaration of your soul's sovereignty. It's an affirmation that you are no longer ruled by fear, and that you allow the universe to walk beside you, not as a miracle worker, but as a true companion. Once again, I see the map of your soul, and it isn't made of straight roads or crowded calendars. It's a beautiful weaving between people, moments, and places, not driven by duty, but by devotion to life itself. I see an old lesson finally understood by your whole body, not just your mind. Spiritual gift once set aside, now asking to live again. A decision long delayed, now waiting at your doorstep, calling you to finally open a door you've stood before for so long. And I want to give you a very specific phrase, a clear signpost, something that will help you restructure your work, your love, and your rest without having to sacrifice one for the other. Stay close, because in the next step, we'll reveal the name of the door you're meant to open right now. I'll speak slowly now, because what I'm about to say isn't meant for your ears. It's meant for your heart, the part of you that understands a language logic cannot reach. You didn't come here by chance. Every sorrow, every disappointment, every door that slammed in your face was part of a sacred refinement process, quiet but holy. Life has never punished you. It shaped you like the C-shaped stone, not to leave you sharp with rage, but smooth with understanding. And now, dear Sagittarius, you are ready. You no longer walk through life by survival instinct, but with living wisdom and matured compassion. Your cards make it clear you are no longer just living for yourself. You carry a torch of direction, and all that you've lived through will become a guiding light for those who come after. Your story, with all its cracks and green sprouts, is becoming a lighthouse for those who once lost their way. You don't need to preach. Just show up. The calm in your presence will heal more people than you know. And here's something I need you to remember deeply. Sharing does not empty you. Sharing fills you. Because within you is a reservoir of memory, emotion, and an inborn ability to heal. You are the kind of person who can inspire with a single glance, untangle someone's emotional knots with one well-timed question, lead a group simply by staying grounded when everyone else panics. And no, you don't need to be certified to do this. You only need to allow yourself to remember. These are not burdens, they are gifts passed down from your ancestors, your soul, your deep empathy, and your final card affirms this truth. Your abundance will not come through struggle. It will come when you live aligned with your purpose. You don't need to sweat in battles that were never yours. You don't need to prove your worth by working yourself to exhaustion. You just need to do what you love with all your heart. And the money will find you, like a river finding its way to the sea. Life doesn't want you burned out. Life wants you joyful, so you can radiate that joy outward. Your work should be an extension of your joy, your wealth a reflection of your peace. And now, I invite you to listen closely to this next piece. A small but very practical key. After this reading, please do these 4 things. Write down one concrete action that will reconnect you with yourself. Let go of one outdated commitment that no longer resonates. Reach out to someone your heart has longed for but hasn't touched in a while. Schedule something you've been postponing simply because you once felt you weren't ready or good enough. Now close your eyes, take a long, slow inhale, and imagine yourself standing on a sun-drenched path, a road where your name is carved on a signpost, not just as a name, but as a promise. The light doesn't shine on you to make you stand out. It shines through you so that those who need you can find you. And if you're ready, let me walk you to the next doorway, because I see 3 paths opening up before you, like sunbeams piercing through clouds after a storm. The first path begins with what makes you lose track of time. The things you do not because you should, but because they make you feel alive. It could be writing, painting, designing, teaching, curating sacred spaces, or simply helping others realign their inner and outer worlds. It doesn't need to be impressive. It just needs to be authentic. And yes, money will flow from this because your energy becomes currency when you pour presence into your passion. The second path comes through the hand of another, an unexpected offer, help you didn't ask for, a collaboration you once felt unworthy of, now becomes your launch pad. Remember this, you are not alone. The universe has teammates for you, if you're willing to receive, instead of doing everything alone just to prove you deserve it. The third path moves like a quiet miracle, a surprise deposit, an order you didn't chase, a door that opens just when you've stopped demanding it to. And I see a sign, you'll receive a sum of money marked by repeating numbers. And it won't be random. This will be a signal, a code of completed alignment. The start of a financial cycle finally ticking in sync like a watch rewound with truth. And after that, a larger amount arrives. Not just larger in numbers, but greater in peace, in self-trust, in the reclaimed confidence you once lost around the topic of money. Now hear this deep in your heart, money is not a reward. Money is a friend, a companion on your soul's mission. You don't need to trade away your joy. You don't need to sacrifice yourself to be worthy. You are already worthy. Money flows where the energy is clear, where the heart is honest, and where the self is not abandoned. But then, I feel a small ripple. A memory returns, a face that once drained you, maybe a message, a call, an old email reappearing, or you bump into them in a place you once felt safe. Don't panic, this isn't an accident, it's an invitation. To close the loop peacefully, not to go back, but to reclaim the part of you that you left with them. Let a conversation happen, even if it's just in your heart. And like setting down a heavy bag after a long journey, your shoulders will relax, your soul will exhale. And then a new message will arrive. Clear, valuable, directional it may be. A job opportunity, a decision that needs your signature, a meeting that shifts your entire course. And I ask only this, don't overlook the small details. Answer the unknown number if your gut feels safe. Open the email before deleting. Write down odd numbers, strange dreams, or quiet whispers of intuition. Because life hides the miraculous inside the mundane. And as you step fully into this new chapter, I see something beautiful happening. Respect begins to ripple outward from you, like a circle in water after one drop. You won't need to speak loudly, you only need to be present in peace. And the ones who once ignored your light will begin to look back, not because you changed to fit their eyes, but because your light has grown too undeniable to dismiss. You become the one they turn to, when they need guidance that doesn't control, when they need a way forward that honors their soul. And you'll realize something powerful. You don't need permission. You've had the power all along. Now, I want you to do one last thing. A small ritual just for you. Stand up, shake your shoulders, take a long inhale, and whisper this out loud. I have completed a cycle. I choose to walk forward with a heart unburdened by the past. You can write it or close your eyes and see yourself stepping through a silent doorway. One made of light, you are no longer who you used to be. And life is waiting for you on a higher floor. A place where you don't have to run anymore. Just walk. Comment below, I choose light, I do not reject prosperity. Because when you write that, you're choosing yourself again, and life will choose you back, and now with the same clarity as sunlight through the morning mist. I see one last revelation. A brilliant phase in your professional path is waiting, and it's time for you to walk across. If you're working within a team, if you have a boss, or move within a structured organization, then prepare yourself for an offer that will be hard to refuse. It could be a new role, a promotion, or simply the recognition you've waited for quietly for so long. The salary which once failed to reflect your devotion will finally begin to align with the worth you've always carried inside. And it's not just about money. You'll find yourself surrounded by kinder colleagues, more human-centered environments, and soul-aligned collaborations. If you're self-employed or creating something of your own, open your windows. A wave of new energy is approaching. Not loud, but undeniable. Clients, collaborators, and seekers will come to find you, not because you shouted the loudest, but because your quiet peace and silent credibility are glowing now. You'll need to learn how to gently say no, because otherwise, you may become overwhelmed by opportunities rushing in all at once. Remember, wholeness does not come from how much you do, from how fully you show up for what truly matters. Your services, your products, your creations, they are radiating an energy field, one that makes others want to step into your world. And I can already picture your workspace, not a stuffy office, but a room bathed in natural light where the air flows freely, and every object feels like it has a soul. A window overlooking a lake, a garden, or a faraway sea, a rustic wooden desk, a few photos, handwritten notes, and a sacred corner for sudden ideas to visit. From there, your inspiration will rise like waves from the ocean. Not forceful, but steady. Ideas that heal, ideas that inspire, ideas that reconnect. They will become the new arteries of abundance and the expression of your soul's mission. But hear this, dear one, you don't need to hold it all. You don't need to catch every wave. Choose the one or two projects that make your heart light up, and let the rest arrive in their perfect timing. I see 3 journeys, like 3 arrows flying in parallel through your energy field. The first journey relates to your career or education. You'll be invited to a new space, a circle of people who have been waiting for you even if you haven't met them yet. A meeting, a seminar, a high-level connection will come as a signal that it's time to rise into your next tier. They're not coming to teach you. They're coming to remind you you are ready to stand side by side. The second journey is for your soul. You'll return to a place you've kept close to your heart, a land, a room, or even an inner sanctuary within yourself. And there, you'll remember what makes you feel most alive, most real, most radiant. You won't feel like a wanderer anymore. You'll feel home, inside your own presence. The third journey is the unexpected gift. A doorway opens that you never planned. Maybe someone invites you. Maybe it's a strange new opportunity. Maybe it's a geographical shift, or maybe a soul circle begins to form around you. Whether you choose it or get gently pushed into it, it will become a turning point. The map of your life is expanding far beyond the borders you once believed in. In this next chapter, you'll communicate through the heart, not just words. You'll be welcomed no matter where you're from. You'll encounter special souls because your energy now holds the frequency of a peaceful guide. No one needs you to be perfect. They just need you to be real. And finally, you will stop straining to be loved. If you've made it this far with me, then whisper this sacred vow to yourself. As a way of opening a brand new chapter of living, I expand my world with gratitude and freedom. Write it down if it feels right, or close your eyes and imagine stepping through a quiet doorway made of golden light. This is your first promise to your healed self and your invitation to the universe to send something better, because you are ready now. There's something I need to tell you, not as advice, but as a message whispered from a deeper layer where energy is moving in rare and powerful ways. A journey is calling you to a place near water, a wind-swept beach, a still, silent lake, a hidden hot spring in the forest, or simply a quiet river flowing through an old town. Anything that breathes with the rhythm of water is reaching for you with a frequency you cannot resist. There you will be cleansed to the root. What once weighed you down will melt away like footprints in the sand, washed clean by the tide. And you will return not as someone else, but as yourself before you ever broke. But it's not only you that's changing. The place you return to, your home, your sacred space where you live, breathe, dream, and heal, it too is transforming gently but deeply. It will no longer be just a place to rest. It will become a sanctuary, a source of peace, a beacon of beauty made with love and intention. If you're currently renting, the possibility of owning a home that truly belongs to you is drawing closer with clarity. If you already have a home, inspiration will find you to renew it, beautify it, to create spaces that invite you to stay longer, breathe deeper, love fuller. Even small changes will make you pause and whisper, This finally feels like home. I see a house filled with natural light, windows that open to nature's touch, a garden, a pond, an open sky, or at least a balcony where the breeze visits and sunlight rests on warm wooden floors. There's a quiet corner just for you, to write, to create, to learn, or simply to hear your own breath. I see a kitchen that feels like the heart of your home, where the scent of warm food mingles with laughter and slow, unhurried conversations. Your bedroom becomes the sanctuary you always needed, a private island where you drift away from the noise of the world and awaken fully alive. To deepen the energetic quality of this sacred place, the card suggests surrounding yourself with nurturing tones, soft gold, forest green, colors that echo nature's healing touch, the breath of fields and trees and living soil, not just beauty but reminders that you are and have always been a beloved part of Earth. Crystals during this time will act as silent companions. Moonstone to help you hear your intuition, selenite to cleanse your energy, rose quartz to soften the heart, jade to bring balance and calm. They are not objects, they are space holders, guardians of your journey homeward, and this home will not be just for you. Everyone who steps through its doorway will feel a peace they can't quite name. Pets will sleep more soundly, plants will thrive, and guests will want to stay just a little longer because your space carries safety without needing to say a word. I see you hosting small gatherings, not grand or loud, but filled with warmth, candid snapshots becoming treasured memories. Children, if they're part of your world, will begin to shine in their own quiet brilliance. Their gifts unmistakable, and you'll realize you're not just a parent, you're their lighthouse, their mirror, their guide. Your family relationships shift into a new chapter. No more silent sacrifice, but equal connection. You'll speak less, but feel more. You'll understand each other through the eyes, through presence, through wholeness. And if you don't yet have children, but your heart still secretly dreams of a small hand reaching for yours, the cards tell me that dream is being answered. Sacred souls are coming your way, and you, through unconditional love, will become the guiding light they've been searching for. Your home will no longer just be a place to live. It will be where your soul radiates, where you tend the fire of life, where you don't have to go far to feel peace. Because peace now lives with you. In every corner you touch, with your presence, with your open heart, they will teach you just as much as you teach them. And the thread between generations will grow stronger than ever. Grandparents, parents, children, each one adding a note to the living symphony of family. Traditions won't be dusty relics of the past, but reborn in small rituals, etched in care and love. I see you hosting reunions, where laughter echoes through the walls, where homemade meals carry stories, where memory is rewritten with presence and tenderness. And now I want to take you deeper still, into the part of you that has always been connected. To the moon, to the sacred rhythm of life, your spiritual sky is clearing. Dreams will feel more vivid, like messengers carrying truth. Your intuition will grow sharper, not louder, but clearer. The whispers of those who walked before you. Angels, guides, ancestral spirits are calling you home to a path where struggle fades and understanding begins. You carry an ancient gift to heal, not through fanfare, but through grace, and life is waiting for you to share it, not just with yourself, but with those still wandering through fear. I know that power can feel overwhelming sometimes because it is vast and quiet, but you are ready, like the earth ready to receive rain. And because I believe words only come alive when we give them voice. Join me now in sealing this moment. Say it out loud as a vow, from soul to universe. I, Sagittarius, breathe with the earth, listen to the moon, and release all past limits with love. I welcome abundance into my life and share it with an open heart. Let these words melt into you, like warm water washing away your doubt, like a gentle tide opening the doors to something new. What's coming isn't old, but it's not unfamiliar either. It's the most complete version of you, finally returning step by step. No force, no demand. Just an invitation. I can see the picture of your life being painted one color at a time. Everything is coming together, like water finding its way back to the sea. Love, health, career, money, purpose, they're all beginning to take form, not because you forced them to appear, but because you stopped resisting and started trusting. In this gentle dance, remember to hold your boundaries like a well-tended garden. Choose nourishing rest over constant urgency. Feed your body with kindness, and stay close to those who bring light and not noise. Your sensitivity is not your weakness. It's the compass that leads you across the spiritual desert. It's the gift that lets you hear what others are too afraid to say. It's the shelter for hearts that have forgotten how to come home. Let compassion guide your way, and don't let anyone dim the light you fought so hard to keep alive. And if fear returns, the old voice of scarcity creeping back in, go to the water, even just a single glass. Listen to the rhythm of your own heart, as if it were the drum calling you back to the home within yourself. Before I close this chapter, I want to leave you with a sign. In the weeks ahead, you'll start to notice repeating numbers on receipts, clocks, tickets, especially 3 digits all the same. These are activation codes, gateways to the next unfolding. 7 days after you see that sign, a message or piece of information will arrive, quiet but powerful. It could shift the entire direction of your path. Don't ignore a message just because it comes from a stranger. Don't delete the email before reading. Don't turn down an invitation just because it feels too small. Because the right conversation at the right moment can reveal more than 1,000 books ever could. I see recognition arriving for you slowly but steadily, and you won't just be asked to participate. You'll be invited to lead, to shape, to structure, to guide something bigger than you've ever held before. They won't come to you for what you do alone. They'll come for who you are, for your presence. If you're working a job, prepare for a fair negotiation. This time, your voice will truly be heard. If you're building your own path, you'll learn to choose more intentionally, not just the projects, but the entire way of living you want to embody. Each day will reflect you more clearly. You may find yourself placing a seashell on your desk, lighting a candle, setting a bowl of water nearby, or growing a little plant, not for decoration, but as a reminder that you are nature and you are not lost. Each morning when you open your window, the wind will kiss your skin like a quiet hug, whispering you're on the right path. And if these words resonate with you, I invite you to seal this message with one simple act. Write this in the comments below. My home and my heart are open to peace and prosperity. By writing it, you're not just acknowledging what's coming, you're welcoming it in like an honored guest who already knows the way home. And now, my beloved Sagittarius, you who have traveled far and are finally coming back to yourself, place one hand on your chest, the other on your belly, and remember this: what is meant for you does not require chasing. It only asks for your presence. The moon knows your name, the light remembers your shape, and from this moment on, I bless you with steadiness, with prosperity, and with peaceful love to carry you forward as a bearer of light, moving through the mist without ever losing yourself.